Hello everyone, the Army of Otters here, and welcome back to the Unexplored Mojave. Today we're going to be looking at Gypsum Train Yard. Now, before we did a video on the abandoned train tunnel between the Brotherhood of Steel bunker and Nellis Air Force Base. Well, this train track, if you keep following it down, will lead to Gypsum Train Yard. And you can actually see it on the map without a map marker. It's these train tracks. It's just northwest of the Cap Counterfeiting Shack and south of the Brotherhood of Steel bunker. So the big enemy here is going to be the blind Deathclaw. Now, these Deathclaws are actually a little bit better than normal Deathclaws despite their name because they have +1 perception. So I guess they have really good hearing or something like that. But I actually found this place to be quite easy, and maybe it's just because now I've cleared other places with Deathclaws, Deathclaw Promontory, Deadwind Cavern, and of course Quarry Junction. So to me, this was the easiest place out of all of them. And then we can see Rex here being a badass and just taking out 2 Deathclaws. But using the anti-material rifle with explosive rounds made this place super easy. And unfortunately, though, for clearing out all of these Deathclaws, you get absolutely nothing. And it's kind of sad, but I don't really care because I had a lot of fun exploring this place still. And it's always a fun challenge, I think, to kill Deathclaws, so I enjoyed the sport. And while getting a bunch of loot would be nice, it's at least just fun to go fight Deathclaws. At least to me it is. Now here in Gypsum Train Yard, we have this quarry office, and if you go inside, there's ants. However, there's only a couple ants, and you can kill them pretty easily, especially if you're here to kill Deathclaws. Now, inside this office is your reward. You can get a star bottle cap in the next room on a desk. However, I actually missed the bottle cap, but I saw it in my replay. Now, this star bottle cap actually has a lot of issues as far as glitches. Sometimes it'll phase into the desk, there it is next to the computer, but sometimes it'll phase into the desk or it'll get thrown around during the fighting, making it impossible to get unless you reload the save. If we go over to where the mine is, we find these pools of water where a lot of the dead Deathclaws have found their grave. And there really is not a whole lot here, though. It seems like they kind of just copy and pasted some assets from Quarry Junction to this place. Here we can see that there's some rocks up here, maybe limestone, if it's like Quarry Junction. But from up here, you can get some pretty damn good views of the surrounding area. Now, here's Gypsum Train Yard, the map marker on the map. And I also wanted to mention that Gypsum Train Yard was influenced by the Nevada Industrial Switch Railway Station, which serves the gypsum mine in northeast Las Vegas. So, like most places, this is based on a real place. So after killing all the Deathclaws, I just started checking out some of the smaller details, and there's like a dumpster, an electrical box, and then I decided to blow up this truck because why not? There's nothing else here. And then we have a tractor, and I thought these tractors were a little bit interesting because I don't really notice them in other places so much. Then we have the railways. There's 3 of them, and the trains can obviously be parked here or switched to wherever they need to go. And I assume they would just collect minerals or rocks from the actual mine. But unfortunately, none of the trains are accessible, so I wonder if Obsidian had larger plans for this place, but it was just cut from the final game. And then off in the distance, we can see Camp Golf. So then I went to the top of this mountain, and there's actually a tractor up here. I have no clue how anyone managed to get it up here, so a bit interesting, but clearing out some of the rock at the top of this hill. And then off in the distance is the entrance to Vault 34, one of my most dreaded places in Fallout New Vegas. Then I noticed this like hole in the ground though, which reminded me of Scorpion Burrow down by Crescent Canyon, and I was really sad when I could not enter this hole. And what I think it is because there's mole rats surrounding it, I think this is a mole rat burrow. So kind of interesting and an unmarked area in New Vegas that this valley full of mole rats just sits between all of these locations. Alright guys, that is Gypsum Train Yard, but one more thing I wanted to do. After completing all 4 major Deathclaw areas in New Vegas, I wanted to rank them on terms of difficulty. So, number 4, I'm putting Gypsum Train Yard. This was by far the easiest for me. I did not die one time, and killing all the Deathclaws was quite easy. Number 3 will be Quarry Junction. This might be a little bit surprising, but I thought Quarry Junction was pretty easy. using high vantage points in the anti-material rifle, I was able to clear it out pretty effectively. Number 2 is Deathclaw Promontory. Just the sheer number of Deathclaws makes this place significantly more difficult, in my opinion, than Quarry Junction. And number 1, Deadwind Cavern. While Deadwind Cavern might have less Deathclaws than any of these locations, you have to fight them in a confined area. So it makes your choice of weapon much more limited, and it is a much more difficult fight, in my opinion. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. What do you guys think are the most difficult Deathclaw places in Fallout New Vegas? And if you have any recommendations for the next video, please post them in the comments section below. Until next time.